Welcome to the Royal Hustler on 99 FM. Our Royal Hustler this time around hardly needs any introduction. A qualified lawyer, she has close to 20 years experience in the financial sector. Since taking up the role of First Lady in 2015, she has become one of the most recognizable Namibians for her amazing work also with the One Economy Foundation and its #BeFree movement. We absolutely love the platform and its approach to engaging the youth on current issues in a non-judgmental way. Let's welcome the First Lady of the Republic of Namibia, Her Excellency Mrs. Monica Geingos. We've never had somebody on 99 FM with your fame. Never. It's the first time. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Shane.
One of the most notable projects since taking up the office of the First Lady is the One Economy Foundation. Can you describe for us the journey in one sentence?
In one sentence, it's provided pragmatic solutions to complex problems and changed the trajectory of the lives of many young people, including my life.
Mm. One of the foundation's core objectives is to actively build a bridge to inclusivity, include everybody into the projects. How can ordinary Namibians contribute to the foundation, contribute to the value, the core, the objectives and the aims in this mandate?
I think our needs and the contribution levels that we need are both financial and non-financial. I'll use an example. At the moment we're setting up, we're going to construct a building that we're going to call Project BeFree. And it's going to have the full spectrum of services for young people. Shay, you will not believe the immense goodwill that has poured out of the hearts of Namibians for this project. And not just financially. The important part is also the non-financial contributions. We've got professional volunteers, we've got architects, we've got quantity surveyors, we've got civil engineers who are donating their time, which is as important as money, just to help us conceptualize and bring this to life. So in terms of financial contributions, I think with us is, you have these conduits for doing good, but they're sticky, meaning a lot of the funds stick to their channels. We're a non-sticky conduit. Right now, we're very proud of ourselves that for $100 given to us, $96 goes straight to project beneficiaries, and the $4 that remains behind pays for things like auditors. We've got a lot of volunteers, we pay them, and interns. And really just paying for organizational expenses like that. But $4 to $100 is, we're very proud of that ratio. It will go up once I'm not First Lady anymore, but we're very proud of our governance structures, because effective governance goes hand in hand with output. So you're not going to get strong output and achievement of targets if you don't have effective governance. That's kind of the glue that holds everything together.
Absolutely. You mentioned volunteering, and I think Gen Z, this upcoming generation of ours, they don't understand, they don't get that. Sometimes you must give yourself freely to do the work. Even just as Namibians coming to volunteer at the #BeFree Foundation or project, how important is it to just at least those after university, first 4 years of Biswakster, put yourself into the thing?
So I always had this assumption about Gen Z that they don't volunteer. I mean, I see my own kids waking up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, not volunteering anywhere. And my experience with young people at One Economy Foundation has changed that view. They've been phenomenal, young people, when it comes to the One Economy Foundation, when it comes to the BeFree movement. It's that whole BeFree is actually youth-led. It's their energy, it's their ideas, and a lot of them volunteer. So it's not been my experience, and we work fantastically well with them. I think when you trust somebody's capacity, the best comes out of them. So I think we've taught them as much as they've taught us, but the biggest lesson they've taught us is we must trust young people. The same way we were trusted when we were young. I was also thrown into many leadership positions when I was a young person. And I remember when we were talking about replacing my role at Stimulus, somebody had applied who was 34. And can you believe, me of all people says, yeah, but they're too young. So one of my partners says, Monica, you are 28.
when we applied for the job.
So we forget these things.
Yeah.
So as we were given
Yes.
opportunities when we were very young, we must give others opportunity as well.
The hashtag Be Free movement has done tremendous work in engaging Namibians in productive dialogues around GBV, especially young men. With the current spate of violence happening, and I just want to head back to our newspapers, the headlines is just depressing for most of us most of the time. What message do you have for young Namibian men, Namibian women, young and old, just for those of us who sit in the home together and who can have these conversations? What are the things that need to be coming to the table, starting in our homes, then our communities and as a nation?
I'm not sure if it's a spate. What I think it is there's more reporting. It's highlighted more. Incest, fathers raping their daughters, babies. These things have been happening. We're reporting on it more. We're more conscious about it. And why I also don't think it's a spate is we are in a gender-based violence epidemic. We have been. What we have not been doing is accepting that this is a crisis. It is a crisis. And what we're also not doing, and it's something that concerns me about many societies, not just in Namibia, read any newspaper about something that went wrong, whether it's in government, whether it's in private sector, whether it's an individual. The first question Namibians want to ask, whose fault is it?
Who's to blame?
Who's to blame? When it comes to GBV, we are all to blame. The man who rapes his daughter, the man who breaks into the shack of a stranger, rapes her daughter, the daughter in front of the mother, is not an animal. That is somebody's uncle, that is somebody's brother, that is somebody's son. Those are our community members. It's our community producing these people. People, not animals. Whatever they are is a reflection of us. So I often am confused by how we articulate outrage towards a gender-based violence problem, but when my brother beats his wife, which he doesn't, storymongers, please, they've got a very happy marriage. But if my brother beats his wife, me, the sister, I'm the first person to say, yeah, maar sy het ook slegte maniere daarin. Me, the mother of my son, who's been accused of something around sexual violence, I'm the first one to say, she's lying. Me, the aunt, I'm the first one to say to my niece, but do you really want to report your father? You know he's the breadwinner. So it's not just men, it's all of us. From the neighbor who doesn't report, from the mother who doesn't believe her daughter, to the man who uses his physical power as a way of commanding authority over the body of somebody else. To the person who does not believe in respecting women, how we speak to and about women is important. Especially men speaking to and about women in front of young boys is important. So a gender-based violence epidemic like the one we are in now did not start yesterday. They normally start decades ago. So the bad news is that it's going to get worse before it gets better. The good news, we can turn this around. And a lot of the root causes around gender-based violence, because I often see the police took long,
the case was withdrawn,
the courts, and many of those complaints are true. Let's not Let's not make it seem as if it's a minor issue, but the reality is we need to do a lot more on prevention. Because police, courts, that's response to an incident. Prevention, so that the incident doesn't happen, is the key. So we need to start looking more at the root causes of what causes this. And I tell you, Shay, we can say what we want. The root cause starts a lot within our families. The tolerance of violence, how our parents relate to each other, even if we even have parents in the house. How we treat one another, whether we report, whether we believe, whether we assist. These are the things we need to root out. We need to look at, it's a holistic approach. We need to focus more on mental health. An inmate, and I spent lots of time with inmates, once said to me, he knew he had a problem. He's got a sexual violence history. He knew he had a problem, and the times that he did try and reach out to get psychosocial support, because he hadn't harmed anybody yet, it was kind of like, relax, I've got lots of very serious cases to deal with. So the access to psychosocial support is important. We must craft diversion paths, things like the protection order, for instance. Not every man who has had a protection order against him has killed, but many of them who've killed spouses in domestic issues have had a protection order. So the protection order is such a fantastic gateway to diversion programs, that once you have a protection order, there should be a compulsory diversion program.
Immediately intersect right there.
So I think what we do not get right in our families, protecting our children from harm, preventing domestic violence, alcohol and drug abuse, lack of love, conflict, abusive behavior and language. When that fails within the family, it becomes a reality for a society. It's easier to fix a broken child than to fix a broken adult. We have to protect young people from harm, and those who have been harmed, we have to undo that harm. Because often children who've seen or been exposed to harm end up harming others. Boys who've seen their fathers beating their mothers have been proven themselves to utilize violence in the resolution of conflict. Mind you, violence is a way of communicating. We know that children who've been raised in homes where there's been alcohol or drug abuse have a higher likelihood of either becoming absolute teetotalers or themselves abusing the same substances. So how we speak, how we act, there are children watching, and they replicate that behavior. So role modeling the right behavior becomes so important. So it's a whole mix of things that need to happen.
But most importantly, it starts in our homes.
It starts in our homes.
Everything, the good stuff and the bad stuff.
And the bad stuff.
Before we let you go, obviously you're very excited about Namibia. But are you excited about the future? What do you dream for us? Akon is coming back, he's building Wakanda in Senegal. What can we look forward to as Namibia, part of the bigger Africa?
So, I often feel about this towards individuals I know, including my kids, and lots of my friends, lots of young people that I interact with on a daily basis. And I often in my heart, when they're speaking to me about their challenges, I often in my heart think, I wish this person could see themselves through my eyes, could see the potential I see in them, the value. And that's often my wish for Namibians. I wish Namibians could see ourselves through the eyes of the rest of the world. Because Shay, I've traveled this world, and the way that Namibia and Namibians are perceived is something phenomenal. People are excited about this country. They are excited about the key metrics of what makes this nation work. Then they come here, my goodness, let them not even check social media about what Namibians say about their own country. And there's this huge disconnect. Do we have problems? Of course we do. Every country has problems. But I do not know of a single country that has ever overcome problems without believing in themselves. We do not believe in ourselves, in our country, and in each other. And I'm excited and scared because we are a country at the crossroads. There are existential threats to our
core,
our union as a nation.
It's our make it or break it.
The foundation there is we must get back to nation building. One of the problems we have when it comes to nation building is that in order to see and subscribe to the same future and have the same sense of destiny, we must agree on what makes us the same. What unites us, you and I? What makes us, if I go overseas and people say to me, what kind of people are Namibians? What can I tell them? Who are we? What is our identity? Because we don't really have a shared history. There was divide and rule, so ethnically we were divided. Through black and white we were divided. What is our story now? Not our past. What is our now? What is our future? What unites us now? Between me and your white colleagues and you and your friends, your cousins, their friends and cousins, what do we say we collectively subscribe to?
What makes us
as Namibians? What is our national identity? I think we need to have a lot more conversations about what that is. Because if we don't, people are going to regress into tribal and racial identities. We cannot afford that. So the building block of a revitalized Namibia is nation building, a united nation. No nation has succeeded where it has not united. First thing. What am I excited about? When I go to other countries, I believe everything we do here is much better. I think even things taste better here.
Yes,
everything.
absolutely.
I just want to get home.
I agree. The water
but then we drain each other of energy. So we must provide reinvigorating energy to one another. We must be honest with each other. There's a lot of outstanding conversations in this country that we have to have. We have to be honest. We need to be honest about the problems. We need to agree on the solutions, and we have to. It sounds so corny, but we have to harambe. We have to
open up. We have to
move in the same direction. How else do we want to do this? So I'm super excited, Shay. There's things that frighten me. There's structural issues that keep me up at night. But as a people, nothing excites and makes me happier than Namibia and her people. So I am very excited. But we need to get the basics right.
Fall in love with her all over again every day.
Absolutely. Rebuild our foundations where they've cracked, plaster, build new rooms, accommodate more people, and ensure that we all have access to opportunities. And COVID has done that. I think COVID has given us a reset button in how we deal with each other and how we deal with the very difficult structural issues that we have both socially, economically, and politically.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for bringing my bonus in. Thank you so much for sharing just these moments with us and reminding us about how important it is for us as Namibians to step up. To step up, because if we don't say why and who we are, then nobody else will for us.
Somebody will define it for us.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And we don't want that.
No,
we don't want that. There you have it for your Royal Hustle this morning. In case you missed it, head on over to our social media and our website, 99fm.com.na, to catch up. From Ishay, until next time, bye-bye.